Tonight on Facebook Live, we come to you from Queensborough Community College in Bayside, New York. Tonight is the CUNY Community College Women's Volleyball Championship match as the top seed and longtime defending champion Queensborough Tigers in at 15-2. They take on the two-seeded Caymans of Hostos in with a mark of 3-11. And with that, welcome to our coverage tonight. Alongside former City Tech head coach Patrick Dietz, I'm Ralph Bednarczyk. Queensborough is in the midst of an unprecedented run. They have been dominant this decade in CUNY Community College. They just captured the Region 15 championship over the weekend. They're just a win away from advancing to the national tournament. But they like to get there with some momentum, and they take on this Hostos team that just defeated Bronx in the semifinals earlier for the third time this year. Queensborough has been the story among the dominant programs across all college sports that we have in the metro area.
And it's been basically Jason Demas's mission this year to not mess around. Their goal is to get to the national tournament, put their stamp on the national tournament, and let people know that CUNY is a legitimate conference to always compete every year for the JUCO championships.
Queensborough did bring back two returners from the 2019 roster, including their setter. That's a very difficult and important proposition to have. Amira Durkovic is now the Region 15 setter of the year. She was the tournament MVP. She simply leads them in a lot of ways.
She leads them not just in the way that she selects, but also in the way that she commands the court. You have to understand, Durkovic's job is, like every other point guard, dominating the selection game. And with all of their offensive weapons, she knows exactly who to go to in those key moments and absolutely control the game from her hands.
Meanwhile, a main reason why Hostos has a program, everything that has been done on the floor and off the floor by Savannah Williams, their freshman outside hitter.
And Savannah is a freshman, but she might as well be a senior at a four-year college. She was the team mom. She baked cookies. She organized workouts, sending texts. If you can have that as a freshman coming in, you know that you've got something special. And Coach Perla, absolutely. Someone who played for me when she was in college knows exactly what it means to have that kind of big sister mother attitude. And Savannah definitely leads in that way for this team. 17
kills in the semifinal win over the Bronx. Queensborough seeking another CUNY Community College championship. They take on Hostos. We're coming back with first serve and lineups next on Facebook Live.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
The 2021-22 CUNYAC Championships are brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the CUNY Athletic Conference. The Hospital for Special Surgery, U.S.'s #1 hospital for orthopedics, proud to be the official hospital of the CUNY Athletic Conference. USS, the University Student Senate, a proud sponsor of the CUNY Athletic Conference. Thank you for providing our students with the platform to help shape the City University of New York. Health First. We'd like to thank our newest sponsor, Health First, New York's largest not-for-profit insurer, for being a proud sponsor of CUNYAC Community College and Senior College Championship. Hometown Ticketing. Thank you to Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing provider of the CUNY Athletic Conference. And Bob McCloskey Insurance, a longtime supporter of the CUNY Athletic Conference, the official athletic insurance provider of the NJCAA.
The five-time defending champion Queensborough Tigers, the #1 seed, taking the floor on their home gym at RFK Gymnasium here in Bayside, Queens, New York, against two-seeded Hostos. Welcome back alongside Patrick Dietz, Ralph Bednarczyk. Let's introduce our two teams and starting lineups. Both teams running a 5-1 for Hostos. Savannah Williams outside leading the team. in kills, aces, basically everything, with freshman Ashley Cabral doing the setting. Maricebo Pujols, a freshman from the Bronx, the other outside. 5'8 freshman Lanique Williams, the middle. With a right side hitter, Camilla LeBron at 5'7 from Bronx Aerospace High School. Pauline Abure-Conlin, 5'7 freshman middle from St. Ray's in the Bronx. And libero from Yonkers, Evelina Nova. In her second season playing for Hostos, but quite the story for her under head coach Perla Pozo Ruiz. And for Queensborough, the setter we told you about, Amir Durkovic, CUNY preseason player of the year, on her way to her All-American season. Freshman outside, Desiree Morales from Long Island City, with Ipek Yurtutad from Turkey by way of a high school in Georgia. Rosana Bradica, freshman middle out of Francis Lewis High School. Araceli Felix, the freshman middle from Morgan, Utah. The right side hitter is a freshman from Astoria, Queens, Adzamina Redzamatovic. And the libero, sophomore from Jamaica, Queens, and Hillcrest High, Leslie Flores. Two sophomores in the lineup for Queensborough. The Tigers have won 3 straight and are an incredible 51 straight matches against CUNY competition. Here's Perla Pozo Ruiz. Boy, Pat, we loved her energy. She played for you. She was a 4U libero at John Jay at the 4U level out of Riverdale Kingsbridge High School up in the Bronx. And she is hoping that today will be a foundation piece to take with them into next offseason, and has been so proud of how far her team has come since she took the job in mid-September, 1 week before the season began.
And one of the things that she told me, and it was great talking to Perla before the match, she goes, I've been living in St. Louis, and it's been so fun being back home, and this has just energized me. It's brought me back to remembering what I love about volleyball. Yeah, it's been tough, but it's where I want to be.
And for Queensborough, Jason Demas, this is his 12th overall year. He is the 8-time CUNY Coach of the Year, including 7 in a row. Nothing more left to be said. He has transformed this Queensborough program, which did not experience much winning. And he's also a physical education teacher at Queensborough Community College. Played 2 sports at Brooklyn College. He loves coaching, and he has truly come up with a dynasty that is pursuing a national championship this year. They'll need to win at least 1 match on Saturday up in Massachusetts. Then they'll qualify for yet another national tournament.
And that's his goal in reality, Ralph. He wants to make sure that this team is firing on all cylinders. This game, for a lot of us here, we don't want to push Hostos aside, but for him, this is a tune-up match for this weekend. This is preparation. Let's get it done. Let's get in. Let's get out.
We're about ready to go with the up official, Paul DeCurtis, and the down official, Russell Rodriguez. Both teams are in navy. Hostos has the orange trim, yellow trim for Queensborough, and we are underway with Leslie Flores in the first touch, and the first swing goes to Rosana Bradica, a team-leading .340 percentage, and she is #1 in the country in blocks.
Another
1.2%.
Sorry, Ralph. Another local product that Jason Demas has found a way to keep at home, playing here at Queensborough, and then building them up and sending them to better schools afterwards.
Queensborough is a fantastic serving team. Jason Demas feels it might be his best serving squad he has had in his decade plus. And that really was the area that anchored them towards winning the Region 15 championship, defeating Rockland Community College in the final on Saturday. Free ball will fall short, and it's 2-0 Queensborough Tigers.
Right now, you can see how Queensborough's serving is affecting Hostos, really pushing their libero back. Normally, you don't want to serve the person in the other color jersey, but they're really pushing her back, forcing her to not be in the right spot to pass a good ball.
Good pass there from Maricebo Pujols, and Pujols with the swing. And unable to play the free ball across. There's the kill for Maricebo Pujols. So for the Caymans, there was a question mark. Would they have enough players? But they hire Perla Pozo Ruiz in mid-September. And they have been practicing and getting better every day. They have a number of players that did not play high school volleyballs. There's the quick set for Bradica, and it's 3-1. And they have come a long way. Just when you look at the scores, Pat, between the 2 matches played. September 25th they play. The most points Hostos scored against Queensborough was 14. The second meeting, about a month later, October 12th, Hostos lost one of the sets 25-21 and the other 25-16, so they radically improved, and a lot of credit goes to Perla Pozo Ruiz.
Well, Perla was a libero at John Jay, and she started all 4 years at John Jay. And as a freshman libero to senior libero, you gain a lot of knowledge. You learn how to improve your skill set as a passer. So it doesn't surprise me that these girls got better skill-wise. Now it's taking that athleticism, taking that little bit of skill that they've learned, and really like hunkering down and putting it into effect. But as you can see, the serving again, that short serve is affecting them, and Queensborough is just a really smart serving team.
This is Kristen Bostrom. She is a freshman from Arlington, Washington. That's a suburb of Seattle, and they found her recruiting just off the internet. She was attending college in Florida. Then the pandemic happened, and Bostrom decided she missed volleyball. Her club coach sent out an email after locating Queensborough that it was very affordable, as there's the kill inside for Araceli Felix. Similar story. The internet has shrunk the world in recruiting from Morgan, Utah. Very raw, but Jason Demas saw her film, and she transitioned to volleyball kind of late. She was a high school basketball player primarily. Bostrom. Savannah Williams, the swing. Durkovic on the set. And Savannah Williams, free ball across. Redza Matovic with the swing, and that ball up by Pujols. Durkovic again setting the middle, and the swing coming from Felix. And now we'll get a double contact called after the long rally.
And that happened because the middle didn't release coming off the net. You saw the setter trying to get in there to give their number one hitter that opportunity to swing, but the middle just kind of got caught in the net and wasn't able to really be there the way she should be. There goes that short serve again.
And it's finished. The overpass. Araceli Felix with consecutive kills.
Araceli Felix, the not so little middle from Morgan, Utah. Seeing that overpass, preparing herself, going quick, nice little snap right back. And the celebration happening. Jason Demas is probably telling them right now, look, let's just settle in. Let's not force anything. Let's keep serving the way we are, but expect anything. We always say this as coaches, expect the trash to get thrown over the fence.
8-1 Queensborough with a timeout on the floor.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Queensborough out quickly, the 5-time defending champions in this opening set. The swing for Savannah Williams, and that swing misses. Williams gives Hostos kind of a leader pushing it to next year. She played both high school basketball at White Plains High School and volleyball, and she is the one that has been so responsible in teaching so many of the players, and she leads the team by far in most statistical categories. Durkovic, Redzmatovic, and she'll tool the block. Adzamina Redzmatovic from Astoria's Young Women's Leadership Academy. She joined the team late October 11th, missing the first 10 matches, but she gives them a new dimension, a lefty that can hit with some power.
And a good size lefty on top of that. She's about 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", good length. They're working on her footwork. They're working on her ability to transition and hit good balls. But right now, you really don't have to worry about that when you have a setter like this who can basically put it wherever you want it to be.
That'll be a kill for Savannah Williams, as Williams with a set shot across into the deep corner.
Williams using her volleyball IQ right there, knowing full well that the Queensborough wasn't prepared for that overpass and that overset. She just pushes it deep into the corner. Smart move by her.
For Hostos, Lenique Williams short on the service. She is a lefty that is from the island of St. Kitts before moving to the Bronx. Played high school basketball, not volleyball. And Perla Pozo Ruiz saw her. She was actually pulled in by Savannah Williams when she was just shooting around in the gym over the summer. And just gives you a sense of just how critical Savannah Williams has been towards Hostos being here today.
She's been nothing short of a miraculous leader for this team.
And running kind of the half slide, and that will fall. Back line for Araceli Felix.
That's the thing that Coach Demas is really hoping that Felix can develop, is that slide, using her quickness and her length to get around the ball and try to snap down a little more on it.
It had missed the back line, so it was a point for Hostos before the service error by 5'7" freshman Camilla LeBron. Queensborough to their next server. And here's Ipek Yurtatan. Spent her senior year at a boarding school in Georgia and found Queensborough online, and she comes up with another ace.
It's a really good serve, low and fast. You can see that she can pinpoint it where she needs that serve to be.
She's been a starting outside hitter all year. Savannah Williams over the block. Fine dig. Nice ball upped in the back row by Ariel Gomes. Cabral, as she sets for Pujols. Free ball to cross, and it'll be redirected for a kill for Armira Jerkovic, the center for Queensborough.
Great little dig, nice little transition there. Look at this, sprawled out, pop over. Savannah Williams is caught in that no man's land behind the block, not really ready to play defense, but not up there blocking either. That's going to be something that she's going to have to work on as she progresses in her game, learning when to be at the net and when not to be at the net.
Yurtatan, she attended high school in a place called Rabun County in Georgia. That's in the Appalachian Mountains, northeast of Georgia. And told me before the match what a different world it is, of course, in Bayside, New York. And that adjustment, in addition to adjusting to college volleyball, is something that she has seen growth in on a daily basis. Cabral outside Savannah Williams. Free ball across by Queensborough. Savannah Williams drops in another kill, and she's got two.
It's going to be one of those situations where Savannah Williams is going to see 30, 40, maybe even 50 sets. And she's going to have to be the offense until Pujols gets front row, who's been stellar back row playing defense. But she's going to have to find her rhythm and find a way to get a kill almost every time.
Desiree Morales the swing. Cabral pushes it outside for the roll shot from the 5'4" Pujols. Nice dig in the back row from Nova, the libero, but the second contact did not make it.
Evelina Supernova, as she was announced earlier in today's match.
She certainly would be Supernova, as Perla Pozo Ruiz quietly told me. Evelina last played for Hostos back in 2011, and she wanted to return to school, start over, and decided, you know what, let me play volleyball again 10 years later. And Evelina Nova has been important on a team that has a lot of new players. There is Nova targeted, but on a team that has several players that have never played volleyball before, Evelina Nova has been significant because she knew the background of playing back row.
Exactly, and that kind of motherly figure is kind of needed on a junior college team where everyone is either a freshman trying to find their way to a bigger college or someone a little more advanced in age returning to college and just trying to have that fun time again while gaining their degree and getting more life experience.
Queensborough here at 15-2, and they have been spectacular. Their losses against Monroe College of New Rochelle. It's a Division I junior college that gives out scholarships. And then they ended up splitting a pair of meetings against the Fashion Institute of Technology, which is usually one of the big programs in the area. They're here for the 8th straight time, and Saturday against Northern Essex Community College up in Massachusetts, they'll need to win that, and if they just make the final, they will be automatically eligible to be in the 12-team Division III Junior College National Tournament to try to win a national championship.
And that ultimately is Jason Demas's goal. He wants that piece of hardware, you know, and he wants his young ladies to have the opportunity to prove to the nation that Queensborough is a lot better than they're being given credit for.
Desiree Morales with the kill. Queensborough has finished as high as 8th back in 2018. So when they've gone to the national tournament, they've won a match or two a couple of times, but they've never made it deep into the winner's bracket. As there's Pujols swinging out of bounds. And of course, everything that these city programs have been dealing with, it's remarkable. Everybody's had a different story. Queensborough, with the way they recruit, they had 25 players interested and ended up around mid-September being down to 10. As there is an ace for the Tigers and Lisbeth Ortiz.
And myself, I experienced it with our club program. I experienced it with my middle school program, where the youth didn't get an opportunity to really expand their lives through sport. And you wanted this to come back for these athletes. You wanted this to come back for these young ladies because this is their outlet. You know, you have the day-to-day of maybe work, the day-to-day of classes, the day-to-day of family. Playing volleyball, being here was their release, and not having that release sometimes hurts you so much.
There's another ace for Queensborough and Lisbeth Ortiz, and Lisbeth is in that boat. She's high school class of 2020 out of John Adams High, native of Ozone Park, and she had to wait a while before she emailed Jason Demas in August. She's got another ace, and that is now 9 for the Tigers out of their 21 points in this, make it 22 points in this opening set.
And it's to say it's looking easy right now is an understatement. Maybe it's a little bit of fatigue from playing Bronx earlier, but Hostos is going to have to find another gear and find a way to get excited about playing.
Ortiz continues for the service line. She has been a serving specialist all year, and Jason Demas says she's one of the most improved players they have from the start of the season. This time Nova is perfect on the pass. And a free ball. That just missed from Savannah Williams.
Savannah Williams, again, trying to use that volleyball IQ, pushing that ball into a deep corner, forcing Queensborough to chase after a ball and take them out of the system.
Ortiz to try to finish it out. Set point in the first. Durkovic trying to run the slide a little bit off for Braditza. Back row attack is into the net, and the Tigers making very quick work of Hostos in the opening set of his CUNY Community College final. 25-4. 10 aces in the opening set for the Tigers. They've set the bar high for themselves, as we'll come back on Facebook Live to Queensborough for set 2.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
The 2021-22 CUNYAC Championships are brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the CUNY Athletic Conference. The Hospital for Special Surgery, U.S.'s #1 hospital for orthopedics, proud to be the official hospital of the CUNY Athletic Conference. USS, the University Student Senate, a proud sponsor of the CUNY Athletic Conference. Thank you for providing our students with the platform to help shape the City University of New York. Health First. We'd like to thank our newest sponsor, Health First, New York's largest not-for-profit insurer, for being a proud sponsor of CUNYAC Community College and Senior College Championship. Hometown Ticketing. Thank you to Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing provider of the CUNY Athletic Conference. And Bob McCloskey Insurance, a longtime supporter of the CUNY Athletic Conference, the official athletic insurance provider of the NJCAA.
Queensborough hit 385, 10 aces, and they look every part of the 5-time defending champions that has seized control of the CUNY. They've won a total of 8 titles going back to 2010, all under Jason Demas. And one of the angles I thought Jason was very interesting in that he has 2 assistant coaches that he gives so much credit to. One is Leah Briffa in her first season, and I don't see Leah right now in this huddle. And then the other assistant coach, Hanbin Lee, who's also Division I women's volleyball linesman. Their player development, he feels, over the last year and a half, due to the pandemic and quarantine, went up even another level with all the online video that he was able to watch from technique. Of course, you in the coaching world would know about that, but all the little things he had a chance to watch and refine to help his players because he had so much more time. He thinks they're going to be even better coaches at developing these junior college players. They're all mainly raw in their volleyball skills. He thinks they're going to be able to go up to an even another level moving forward in the future.
And that again, Ralph, you and I have done so many of these matches. You've done so many championships where we talk about what a freshman at a 4-year school has to do, but that by the time they're a senior, they understand the game a certain way. Imagine starting it at a junior college where you're not expected to get that kind of coaching. And that's exactly what they're doing here. They're refining the ability of these players to learn and improve their skill sets before they get to a 4-year college.
And I thought a really interesting one was, he's on these webinars listening to Penn State coach Russ Rose, John Cook of Nebraska, these high Division I coaches, and he took, of course, some things out of that. But his primary goal, he felt, in the whole grand scheme of things, was to make us be more efficient. As there's a nice touch at the net and a free ball coming across. That is wide. You get 2 hours in the gym. Now it is mapped out, and everybody has to get a lot more touches. They counted counted touches in a drill, and it was deemed that it was just too much standing around. They did even more stations to make sure that everybody had a volleyball, and they were bumping the ball, working on their skills as much as possible. That might be the greatest breakthrough that they may make.
And that happened during the pandemic. You saw a lot of folks doing those little TikTok videos, those Instagram reels where folks are bouncing a ball off an angled platform or a board, trying their hardest to get as many reps at home, working on skill sets at home, setting to themselves, hitting to themselves, basically just getting as many personal reps as possible. But the key to being a great volleyball team is taking those individual players and turning that skill set into a cohesive unit. And right now you can see how all that skill set work has helped Queensborough Community College, but it's also allowed for that team chemistry to fast track. Because now they're not worried about the skill set being learned, now they're learning about putting the team stuff together.
Meanwhile, Hostos has put a little run together, a couple of aces, and now a hitting error. And Hostos has already surpassed their point total from the opening set. They're up 5-1.
And it's the thing that would be the strength for Queensborough that's right now Hostos' strength. They're serving. They're really going after Queensborough and attacking. And, of course, sports guy Jinx hurts, and she serves in the net as soon as I talk about the better serving.
That was Marisembo Pujols out of Esperanza Prep in the Bronx. She played 2 years in high school. Didn't get a lot of playing time, but she was voted the second captain. And she really came out of her shell over the course of the year. There is some tough serving from the libero in Kristen Bostrom.
That was a great serve. Again,
Lisbeth Ortiz.
Lisbeth Ortiz is doing the same thing she did earlier. She's not serving. She's serving at the libero, who's the person you don't want to serve to, but they're pushing the libero back, pushing her as deep as possible to keep her out of rhythm.
Williams, good set. And just missed the back line, but that was in system, and that looked quality from Hostos.
That's exactly what you want to see. Savannah stepped in, took that ball with her hands, gave herself an opportunity with a nice high pass, and absolutely didn't get the lucky bounce that she thought she was going to get.
Redza Matovic, play to the cross, and Williams has to hit from the back row. And the swing, Yurtatan, was not able to get over the ball, and it's out.
And again, it's one of those, you're looking at how consistent Hostos is starting to be. They're a little more in rhythm. They're not as nervous. Maybe that energy level has kicked in, and because of that, they're executing a little bit better.
Lanique Williams is their lone lefty. Good serve. Ortiz to the front. Another swing down the line, and it goes. So Ipek Yurtatan, a chance to redeem herself.
A little choppy down the line. You see how her approach was a little wonky there. She went flying kind of sideways, and because of that, she caught that ball late, but just over the top of the net and spun it under and past the block.
Rosanna Bradica.
Smart move there, making sure the setter made contact with that ball first.
Savannah Williams. Redzimatovic. That ball up by Pujols. And the kill from Savannah Williams. And Patrick, what a difference from sets 1 to 2 for Hostos.
Exactly, and it comes from the energy. Look at this set right here. She knows she's trying to attack that zone in zone 1, just over the top of the setter and just behind her, forcing the team to kind of flow their offense the other way.
Third kill for Savannah Williams. And Durkovic did not go after the second ball. And it's another ace for the Caymans. That's from Camilla LeBron.
And again, it is a location serve. Everything to the right of the offense, moving away from the setter, taking the setter's focal point away from her strong side, which is facing the middle to the far left of her attacking court.
LeBron did not play high school volleyball, but she's got height at 5'7", and has been very hungry to improve. She's started to watch volleyball on the internet nonstop. Redzimatovic, and she may have surprised Pujols. Indeed, Azamina Redzimatovic with the ace.
That ball low, fast, and not dropping, but carrying to that back line. Smart serve, very smart serve.
And another free ball coming Queensborough's way. Durkovic, as they run the slide for Felix. And we'll get a double contact against Ashley Cabral. Cabral, born and raised in the Dominican Republic, growing up playing volleyball, and she wants to take this opportunity to go to a 4-year school, and she was the obvious choice to be the setter for Hostos when they got together in mid-September.
A lot of confusion right there during that play. Exactly. Another ball going directly over the setter's head. That is the location. If you talk to any coach, you want to put that ball over Durkovic's head. You want to take her focal point, her eyes, and move them away from the center of the court.
Savannah Williams short on the service for Hostos, so we're tied at 9. After Queensborough ran away with the opening set, the energy from Perla Pozo Ruiz. And Pat, you coached her while she was at John Jay for a year, and boy, she couldn't say enough. And you can hear the emotion in her voice about how far they've come. And she's only been the coach for about 5 weeks.
Really, and again, it's one of those things. This, for those of you who've never played volleyball but have watched it, you can feel how infectious this sport can get with you. Once it's in your blood, once it's in your bones, you don't ever want to stop playing it. You also don't ever want to stop coaching it.
And we'll get a double contact again against Hostos after the swing from Felix.
I love Paul DeCurtis, the up rep. He and I go way back, but I don't agree with that call. That was actually, if you wanted to call a lift on that, sure, because it was a little low, but not a double. That ball was pretty clean.
Pujols, and she sticks it inside the block of the nation's best blocker in Junior College Division III, Rosanna Bradica.
And a lucky miss block, honestly, because Bradica did not go up early enough. Because Pujols is not a big jumper, she waited a little bit longer, didn't penetrate the top of the net. Great serve location right there.
Free ball coming Hostos' way. They'll have to give it back. And they'll get fortunate again. Bradisa, similar situation.
Again, a late read. That ball isn't traveling as fast. There isn't an attacker. No one's jumping, so you're not sure what to do. If she had gone up maybe a little bit earlier, penetrated the net just maybe a half second earlier, that would have been a clean block because there was no one near the Tigers logo right there for that ball.
There's Rosanna Bradisa. She's coming off of 16 kills. She hit 429 in a 5-set win over Nassau Community College in the Region 15 semifinal. There is Rosanna, and one of the best hitters Queensborough has had in their program's history. And she had a 12-block match, remarkably, a 14-kill, 12-block match October 9th against Nassau. Queensborough went to 5 sets, all 3 meetings against Nassau.
There was no whistle there, so Paul Curtis nullified that serve and said, oh, nope, no serve, no whistle.
Amira Durkovic, good up there from Nova, but the ball is actually called double contact again against Hostos.
A timeout called right there by Coach Perla. She feels the momentum getting pulled away from her team. She's feeling the excitement starting to wane. And there, you can tell that they're an emotional team. They play on a high. They can't play on a low.
Tied at 12. Good second set. We'll be back to Queens.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Perla Pozo Ruiz in her first season. She's had a lot of different coaching experiences. And Pat, of course, tell me about young Perla Pozo Ruiz. She just came back from St. Louis. She missed volleyball, was coaching with the Legacy Volleyball Club that you're very familiar with. And you told me even off air, she is a great choice for Hostos.
She's an excellent choice. Perla, the year and a half that I volunteered at John Jay under both Ida Mathalayer and Jason Nobilius were 2 of the best years I've ever seen. Young ladies who weren't expected to be the best volleyball players just ball out and leave it on the court every day. And you could see by the way she's talking on the court, you could see by the way she's energizing her players from the side that she is all about giving them energy, giving them a chance. And all I can tell you about Perla is this. If she's not jumping around like you see her on the court right now, then she's really not into what's going on. She gives energy as much as she takes energy.
Azamina Rizamatovic with the kill as she won the joust. And for Perla Pozo Ruiz, she was part of a John Jay team that went to the CUNY semifinals in 2015. That was a big deal for John Jay. They had not been anywhere near that kind of level, and part of her positive energy. And she says volleyball is her passion. She continues to learn. Even while she was living in St. Louis for 4 years and decided to move back home due to the pandemic, she still found leagues to play in, and I think she has found a great fit for herself.
And anyone who knows what a libero does in volleyball, liberos are the spark plugs. And Perla is the quintessential spark plug. There isn't a time where she's not feeding someone, not trying to get energy up every time.
There's the quick set for Bradisa from Durkovic, and Queensborough has now surged in front 14-12.
Bradisa has changed her attack pattern. Originally, she was going in, swinging really hard, and now, because of that, Hostos knows how to block her. Now she's starting to drop that ball, slide it around a little bit, tip it here and there, instead of just swinging away.
Redzimatovic, down the middle, deep corner.
This is a young lady right here, Redzimatovic. If she can get a little quicker, get that arm a little faster, because of her size, I could see her being a potential high D3, low D2 transfer after her second year in junior college.
Turkovic could not get the free ball over. That's a kill for Marisabel Pujols. And Hostos not allowing Queensborough to run away with this second set.
This is where Hostos had their run with Pujols serving before.
And unfortunately for Hostos, she is off the service line. And here is Lisbeth Ortiz, who went on a long service run for Queensborough. Queensborough had 10 aces in the opening set. And a free ball coming the Tigers' way. It sails. Ortiz will continue. Ortiz is also a PSAL championship badminton player her junior year before the pandemic wiped out a chance to defend her crown. Also played volleyball at John Adams High School. I would imagine playing badminton and being a strong server do have a correlation, no?
No, absolutely not. Yes, the wrist snap, the extension, it's more tennis than it is badminton. However, the footwork patterns are very similar. And that's probably what allows her to be such a good passer because of that.
Lefty tip came from Savannah Williams. Redzimatovic.
Great set by Pujols right there.
Turkovic outside the swing. Yurtatan, it's out. And Ipek Yurtatan trying to find her swing right now as she's had several hitting errors, hitting in the negatives.
She's really, it's almost as if she's holding back, being fearful of the block instead of just going at it, really attacking the block and finding her shot through just swinging full.
And Williams shanking it. So here's Rosanna Bradisa. Queensborough just one ace in this second set. That's perhaps the primary reason why Hostos has been finding a way to hang around, getting the ball up consistently. That'll be touchdown and overpass for Redzimatovic.
A little bit of loss of focus right there from Pujols where she overswang on that ball. She was lined up perfectly. She didn't have to swing and then put a little too much mustard on it, gets to the net. Easy kill for Redzimatovic.
7-2 run by the Tigers after they trailed Hostos 5-1 early in this second set. Told you about the program history that Queensborough's had. It's copy and paste for our graphics man, ace graphics man, Mike Cantor. This is going to be very easy. We're about to show you, Patrick. All Queensborough except for Hostos winning their second ever championship, basically, in 2012 Kingsborough. And Queensborough's been able to do this with some terrific All-American talent. Not necessarily even players that all went on to play in college, but Jason Demas and his staff, as he identified that we've been able to excel in player development with raw players and turn them into something of quality in a short time.
Yeah, and again, when you're at a junior college, across the board, if you're not in Tampa, if you're not in Wyoming, if you're not in Washington State, which is where you get a lot of the big junior college players, that's where they go to with the big Division I junior colleges. You get kids from your local area and you turn coal into diamonds. And that's exactly what you're seeing right here. That's what Jason Demas has done. He's taken raw coal and pressed it and heated it, just like Superman did in Superman 2, and turned it into a diamond.
He's hoping for some time to relax. This year, because of how late the community colleges got everything together, the vaccine mandate, Queensborough's schedule was even more compressed as LeBron commits the service error. And on the subject of player development, Jason Demas' team went through an unheard of 2.5-week span. 18 days, they played 10 matches. They had never done that before. And you have to give the players at least one day off a week. Of course, there's academics. Some of them have jobs. They didn't have a chance to practice and get better because they were constantly playing games. And that seemed to impact them. They finally got some time to rest, and they will have some time to practice ahead of the Northeast District semifinals.
Well, one of the things that has been, spoken about, especially through USA Volleyball and a lot of other volleyball entities, is the game teaches the game. And when you get an opportunity to play so often, you get an opportunity to build that chemistry. And when you get that opportunity to build that chemistry, you also get an opportunity to get so many reps because people are just serving you, you're hitting, you're constantly transitioning. You're constantly finding ways to play the sport even without practicing. So you're getting those reps, and you have to learn. You have no choice. So that's what's happening.
And your Tatan adjusted her shot to a set shot and the kill. The other factor is when you're playing that many matches, 10 matches in 18 days, the nagging injuries that have piled on, not just for Queensborough, but other programs that are playing junior college at a high level. All these players lost so much conditioning time compared to the Division I, II, and even 4-year Division IIIs.
Mm-hmm. And injuries, when you play the sport that much, you really, I mean, we've been trying to figure out ways of reducing jumps. We've been trying to figure out ways of reducing dives so that we're not putting our players in dangerous situations consistently. So, yeah, those many matches in that much time, you have a hard time recovering, but it also allows you to get more knowledge, see what you can do and how much better you can get.
Nice swing came from Ortiz, and then Araceli Felix uncontested at the net.
It's good to be 6'1" with the long arms in the middle of the net when no one else is jumping with you. I should know I'm 6'1". I like being at the net with no one around me.
And Felix on Saturday against Rockland in the Region 15 final was awesome. 9 kills, 5 blocks, hit .438. And Jason Demas feels it might have been a breakthrough match for her. And there's Pujols. Sails it, and here is set point in the second for Queensborough.
It's a much better set for Hostos, but they still had that lull in the middle. Even when they had the lead, they lost their energy and they lost their focus, which really hurt them.
Savannah Williams, the kill. A team leading 4th.
You can see the athleticism. You can see the skill set. You can see the power behind that arm. Look at how she steps back. 2-step approach and just rips at this ball into that sharp, shallow corner. That is brilliant.
Pujols. Garditza only touched it across, and that'll take care of the second set. 25-18, Queensborough does finish it off. They broke a 12-all tie, and then they were able to separate and win by 7. 25-18. Let's now toss it over to CUNY Commissioner Zach Ivkovich, and he's going to be joined by one of the top scholar athletes in the CUNY system, the sophomore DS and libero, Leslie Flores.
Thank you, Ralph. I'm here with Leslie is a freshman defensive specialist for Queensborough Tigers. You're a sophomore. Even better. Wrongly listed. Tell me about your experience this year. I mean, obviously you guys are with regional championships again, hosting the districts next weekend to go to nationals. How does it feel to be part of such a successful program once again?
Well, it's definitely been a great experience because especially after everything with COVID and having to return like 2 years later, it's definitely been a great experience to kind of go again in that journey, that path. And I'm sure the girls are very excited as well, the whole team in general. Jason, our coaches, we're just all excited that we've gone this far and we're just preparing to go to Minnesota.
That's awesome. Now you're up 2-0 here. Feel like you could close it out in 3 and celebrate on your home floor?
Definitely, we definitely can. We keep pushing. I think we're doing pretty well.
Well, I would say, and it's for years coming. Very successful program. Congratulations to you on a great season, and hope you can keep it going.
Thank you, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, Ralph.
That's Leslie Flores from Jamaica, New York, Hillcrest High School. She was the 2021 CUNY Community College Women's Volleyball Scholar Athlete. Thanks to Leslie Flores. We're coming back with set 3. Hostos trying to win a set. Queensborough looking for their 6th straight CUNY Community College Championship on Facebook Live.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
The 2021-22 CUNYAC Championships are brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the CUNY Athletic Conference. The Hospital for Special Surgery, U.S.'s #1 hospital for orthopedics, proud to be the official hospital of the CUNY Athletic Conference. USS, the University Student Senate, a proud sponsor of the CUNY Athletic Conference. Thank you for providing our students with the platform to help shape the City University of New York. Health First. We'd like to thank our newest sponsor, Health First, New York's largest not-for-profit insurer, for being a proud sponsor of CUNYAC Community College and Senior College Championship. Hometown Ticketing. Thank you to Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing provider of the CUNY Athletic Conference. And Bob McCloskey Insurance, a longtime supporter of the CUNY Athletic Conference, the official athletic insurance provider of the NJCAA.
Two sets to none, the five-time defending CUNY Community College champion Queensborough Tigers leading here in Bayside. Welcome back on Facebook Live. Ralph Bednarczyk now bringing in a special guest. Here is Miss Giovanni Paquan. She is in her senior year at City Tech, and right now she is the CUNY University Student Senate Vice President of Legislative Affairs. Essentially, you are involved in everything that takes place representing CUNY, not just student athletes, but also regular students, particularly in this challenging time. My sense is you're trying to help students get back into any kind of activities. What has this process been like for you to try to essentially break down some barriers to help the percentage of normalcy continue to keep increasing?
Well, first off, Ralph, I just want to say thank you for having me out here. It's always a pleasure to come to CUNYAC Games. Correction, I'm the chairperson now of University Student Senate. And I think what this pandemic has taught us, and just the work that CUNY Athletics has taught us, is a sense of community. And this is my first game post-pandemic coming to CUNY. It's always been a pleasure to come to CUNYAC Games. And I think just working with the students, figuring out how we voice our interests to our local campuses and making sure things happening. And I think right now we've seen a huge increase in conversation about athletics and wanting to see that on our local campus.
And of course, the fall sports got started a little bit late. It sounds like across the board, CUNY four-year basketballs are going to have 100% team attendance, men's and women's basketball teams. Almost all the CUNY men's and women's basketball teams are going to have enough because their rosters were severely affected during the pandemic. How vital, I don't know if you were an athlete, but how vital that you see from above, how vital athletics are to the CUNY system in this experience and this part of return to normalcy?
Well, I used to be a student athlete when I was in high school. I used to run track and field and cross country. So I do know the escape that sports gives us and the opportunity to use our athletes outlets, to foster different type of habits and healthy habits. I think post-pandemic, we're seeing an increase of mental health concerns, and sports plays a huge role in building community, stepping outside the classroom. It's sort of a reset, and it is extremely vital. I think it's essential, not just only to a collegiate life, but just our livelihoods of making sure we're involved and being healthy in a way.
And particularly, some of the facilities will or have started to allow fans back for four-year college senior days. I think at Hunter and Baruch, they were allowing at least senior days to have friends and family in attendance. So there are some signs of that occurring in that. What are the next things that you're still pushing for and hoping to see in the near future?
I think I'm pushing for more spirit. I think we want to make sure our students know that we have the games are back. We're back in action. We need the CUNY spirits and these remarkable athletes who are doing extraordinary things. How I'm seeing, the spirit and the energy, and they're putting their heart and soul out here. I think it's important that they see the CUNY community out here cheering for them, but most importantly, the students. And I think we want to see more increased advertising, making sure we're communicating with our students, but making sure they come out and support. And give these wonderful, remarkable athletes the support that they deserve.
And just for the record, there are no friends and family allowed in the gym here tonight at Queensborough, so we welcome those of you that are watching tonight on Facebook Live. 3-2 Queensborough in this third set, and Lisbeth Ortiz is off the service line now for the Tigers, and her lethal serve is gone out of this rotation. Queensborough leading this championship match 2-0 over Hostos. Maricebo Pujols, and Pujols will drop in an ace as she ties up Ortiz to take a page out of her book for an ace, 3 apiece. And Giovanni, when you see regular student clubs, what's the status of that? For example, student clubs at Baruch or Hunter and the various community colleges, are they also coming back at the same pace that athletics is, or how about?
Oh, definitely. I think the spirit is we want to get back. We want to get back to action, and we want to make sure we could bring the spirit alive. I think we've spent a year at home, and we are just so eager to make sure we get back to business. We are so eager to just welcome our peers and show and live the CUNY spirit, a spirit full of community and family. So they're back in action, definitely.
Now, you attend City Tech, which, of course, I'm sure you know the history. City Tech used to have athletics.
Yes.
What is your hope? It may not be this year, of course, but as you graduate, what are you communicating perhaps for City Tech to someday return and have sports?
I'm currently now the executive vice president of my SGA, and that's one of the top things on my agenda to really hone in. As a former student athlete myself in high school, I ran track and cross country for 3 years. I know how pivotal and vital it is to making sure we have sports. And that's something I'm willing to work and foster, not only with the students on my campus, but a collaborative effort with the faculty and administration to making sure it could happen. And I think that's something that's going to be on the top of my agenda, making sure it can come to fruition, but also making sure the students know that this is something that they should have on our campus and advocating all together to making it happen.
My partner, Patrick Dietz, who will jump on once we go to timeout here, he was the head coach of City Tech women's volleyball, so it's near and dear to his heart, I can promise you that there is a community of City Tech people that want to see it back.
Definitely.
That I can promise you.
And I could assure you that the students are going to fight tirelessly, especially in student government, to making sure that could happen.
6-5 Hostos here, third set. They went point for point with Queensborough for a while in the second, and we were tied at 12 before Queensborough put together a 7-2 run to create some separation. Turkovic, Redzmatovic, and that ball upped in the back row from Ashley Cabral. Turkovic, and she could not connect with Felix. Savannah Williams, fine ball up in the back row, again by the Queensborough libero, Ariel Gomes. And no one communicating for the Tigers, and a long rally won by Hostos. Here's an example, Giovanni, where Hostos did not have a coach in place until mid-September. And the young lady I think you should definitely get to know is Savannah Williams of the Caymans. She, through the entire month of August and the first half of September, essentially was the de facto coach.
Wow.
As a freshman, organizing all their practices to try to make today be possible.
Wow, and that's remarkable, and I think that just speaks to what the CUNY community is and what the work that our students do. They're not just portraying and demonstrating strong athletic skills, but making sure they're portraying their leadership, and I think that's what CUNY as a whole is, and it's remarkable to hear that, and I would love to meet her one day.
There comes the kill from Araceli Felix. And getting the quick set. Well, what motivated you to join student government?
I think I definitely wanted to see a change on my campus, but also the change within the CUNY community. And I know we have so many opportunities that we can afford and give back to New York City, but also our students should know about. And one of the premises of what I wanted to do in making sure we inspire and knowing that every CUNY student knows that they belong and they can ensure, in fact, be a part of a wonderful and remarkable legacy, which is the City University of New York, and making sure that their collegiate experience is not just coming in and getting a degree, but making it worthwhile.
Amira Durkovic, fine dump for Queensborough right in the middle of the Hostos defense. And the Tigers within one again, and they have had their hands full with Hostos these last two sets. Leslie Flores serving for the Tigers. Williams, and Williams finds the back corner. Sixth kill for Savannah Williams. As you see the swing there, Savannah Williams, 31 swings. All year, she has about doubled the rest of her teammates in terms of total attacks as we get the error from Camilla LeBron. And you're majoring in law and paralegal studies still?
Yes.
And what's your goal with that?
One day, hoping to aspiring to be an attorney one day, focusing on voting rights across the country and just making sure the most marginalized people have a voice and their concerns are elevated.
Tracking down the second ball is Gomes. Free ball played across by the Tigers. And then they'll get the double contact against Ashley Cabral. And Queensborough will knot up the third set. With Queensborough trying to take the lead here. It's Desiree Morales. And as they'll clean up a wet spot. And in the bigger picture, as you see the CUNY system, I think perhaps more than pre-pandemic, people have realized the affordability and the value of the CUNY system. What's your feedback that you've gotten from that from people?
I think CUNY has been an instrumental and fundamental part of many New Yorkers' lives, and I think the lives of everyday New Yorkers, whether those who've attended CUNY or not. And I think it's so impactful for us to know where we come from and what we can do for the city of New York. And the feedback has been incredible. Everyone I hear that has gone to CUNY, worked at CUNY, this institution has impacted them in an immense way that has continued and propelled them to continue their contribution to this university. So that's something I'm heartened to see. The spirit is alive, and people are extremely grateful to have this institution here to make their dreams a reality.
Swing misses from Williams, and Queensborough takes the lead at 10-9. We get the timeout called by Hostos. Well, Giovanni, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ralph.
Good luck to you, and you should be at the four-year volleyball championships coming up next week, or the soccer championships.
Okay, I'll definitely be there.
You should be there.
I
at
love
some point.
soccer.
Or basketball in February.
I'll be all there.
Hopefully with crowds. Hopefully with crowds.
But with or without crowd, I'll be there cheering them on. Thank you so much, Ralph. It was wonderful chatting.
That's the voice of Giovanni Paquant, chairperson of the USS Senate Committee and the CUNY Student Senate. We thank you so much. We take a timeout and come back with Patrick Dietz midway through this third set.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
(11-9) Queensborough. They're back in front, but the Hostos Caymans have simply not quit after a 25-4 opening set against them. They've looked like a different team and try to take on a team that could finish in the Final Four nationally when the Junior College Division III Championship gets going in 2 weekends in Minnesota. That's touched down by Araceli Felix. And now the lead three, Ralph Bjornchik welcoming back the former head coach of City Tech and Patrick Dietz, my analyst. Well, we just heard it there. Giovanni Paquant wants to bring back City Tech sports. There is a community that wants to bring back one of your many former programs.
And the place that I finished my degree at, the place where I went to school and played collegiate volleyball for. I can't express my love and affection for CUNY athletics. I mean, CUNY athletics saved my life. I don't know any other way to say that. I was a former Division III football player at Hofstra. My mom got sick. I left school, started working full-time, started doing everything known to man to keep myself busy. And then one day, someone's like, well, why don't you go back to college and play volleyball? I go, where? Well, City Tech. Why? Katricia DiMaggio, who was one of my closest friends at the time, was the head coach. Former AVP and WPVA volleyball player. A beach goddess in terms of knowing the sport and playing it. And she basically saw me in an urban game and said, someone told me you have eligibility left. Is that true? Like, yeah, about 2-3 years. Come play for me. And I walk into City Tech, and I never looked back. That was the resurgence of my volleyball life. That was the resurgence of my life in general. And being able to just find my niche, find my opportunity to be who I am now. Wow, great dig right there. Supernova just did it. Another good touch by her.
Araceli Felix runs the slide after earlier in that rally, Lisbeth Ortiz, who's the number 3 outside hitter, and Ipek Yurtatan didn't have the best first 2 sets. Ortiz has gotten some swings and looked good, 14-10.
But to finish that point, City Tech is a great school, one of the better technical schools in the CUNY system. Great architectural program, great hospitality program, and it allowed me the opportunity to really find myself. And when you come to a CUNY school, whether it be one of these junior colleges or one of the 4-year schools, you learn to be an adult, but you still have the opportunity to be a kid.
I hope someday we can broadcast another City Tech athletic event. Braditsa, and a little low. She was expecting, I think, a higher ball from Amira Djerkovic. Djerkovic from Francis Lewis. She is 1 year ahead of Rosanna Braditsa. Francis Lewis is arguably the top team in Queens every year. Them and Cardozo end up coming out of Queens and occasionally facing each other in the PSAL Class A championship. So they have that connection between a setter and a middle blocker that you envy, particularly for a junior college program.
Exactly. When you have young ladies who are coming from either the same club program or same high school program, they already have that chemistry. They already have that knowledge of each other. And it allows for that level of execution no matter where the ball is. You know where that player is going to be, and you know what to expect from them. So you always end up getting better results just because of it.
Queensborough has only hit 127 tonight. I think that's a number for Jason Demas, as there's the service error coming from Evelina Nova. And he knows he's got big matches coming up on Saturday. They will travel up Friday night. Djerkovic, perfect there from Pujols. Cabral.
Great location on that swing also.
And Ortiz with the hitting error.
And the hitting errors are probably coming more because Jason Demas is using a 3rd string outside hitter, a 4th string outside hitter. Instead of having his number 1 and 2 out there consistently, getting them reps, getting them prepared for this coming weekend.
Cabral and Ariel Gomes, a freshman out of the Academy of American Studies. And she's been pinpoint at libero, but no one goes after the second contact.
And again, there goes that rhythm, that understanding where this player is going to be. Ball goes up, you know she's there.
Or rather, the block inside. Braditsa picks up the kill. Free ball has to be punched along by Redzimatovic, and it will go out. No correction, that did land in, so the Tigers the point, and up 4, 3rd set. Lisbeth Ortiz took them the distance in the opening set. She's on the service line now. Redzimatovic. Braditsa, solo block.
There you see right there that double block, that big block that we were talking about earlier. The more refined these two young ladies get together, the more rhythm they can get together as a block. Look at the height and the length. They're going to be formidable this weekend.
Braditsa out of system. Played across by Lenique Williams of Hostos. Pujols on the outside, and she'll tool the block.
Great job there by Lamique. Johnny on the spot with that ball coming at her. She puts her hands on it, pops it over, and then you get this beautiful transition beat here by Pujols, knowing full well, again, attacking that side of the court where the setter is. Jason Demas runs what we call a rotation defense, a true rotation defense on top of that, where the setter charges underneath the blockers and the middle black person goes behind where the setter would be defensively. When you have that, you must attack over the setter or just inside the setter and force the setter to be the first person to touch the ball.
Pujols came up with the ace, and now she drives Darlene Pacheco, a freshman from Flushing, deep in the back row for Queens. Gomes fought it off. Another free ball for the Caymans. Savannah Williams. And tools the block of Graditza.
Great hustle play there. Getting a second opportunity, getting a third opportunity, and now you get this transitional point where the timeout followed by Jason Demas because he sees the level of execution is falling off because he might not have the players that he wants on the court. But then you see Williams seeing that big double block go, wait, you know what? This is rally score. The ball doesn't have to land on their side. I just have to bounce it off their block for a point.
Queensborough forced to take a timeout. The 5-time defending champs, they are getting pushed again on Facebook Live.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
(18-16) Queensborough trying to sweep Hostos in this CUNY Community College Final, seeking their 6th straight title. Vice President and in the Division of Student Affairs at Queensborough Community College, Brian Mitra has probably seen a number of Queensborough championships over the years here. He is my guest here to close things out in the third set. Brian, welcome. How are you with you're seeing sports now on your campus? I don't know if you thought that this would have been possible in May, and now you're seeing students potentially coming back full force in February.
It's amazing. I mean, I think, we look at our athletics program as a program that really brings a sense of belonging to many of our students, right? An affinity to Queensborough. It's just great to see so many students back onto campus and competing, not only on the courts and in the fields, but also in the classroom. And that's one thing we're definitely proud of.
The tip doesn't go from Mira Drakovic, and Hostos climbs within 2, 19-17. And Brian, describe just this process that it's been. I'm sure it's ever continuing. Where is Queensborough Community College right now in terms of at least making the spring look a lot different than the fall?
Well, we're following our CUNY mandates of ensuring that we have 70% of our courses on campus. So I think that's going to play a big role, not only in student life, but also in our athletic programs for the spring, and just, once again, creating community within Queensborough.
The kill came from Araceli Felix. Felix with 6 kills. Azamina Rezamatovic also with 6 to lead the Tigers, 5 from Rosanna Bradica. 15 service aces for Queensborough has been the story. That's been their overall strength all year. Morales with the swing. And Pujols into the back row, hitting error, and it's 21-17. And also you guys lost services of the gym here, as I understand it too, to add yet another layer of a headache for Jason Demas and people in athletics.
Absolutely, but you know, it really shows the community here of really working together. You know, Jason took his team outside, you know, practicing outdoors and really working with our different departments to make sure that we have equitable space. So it's been really great, and I think, you know, the one thing is the flexibility of all our coaches, you know, our team, our facilities crew here. It's such a great feeling and great to see. So we're seeing the rewards of it right now.
Brian, in the bigger picture, now that we didn't have athletics for a year, how did it maybe change your opinion? What maybe got taken for granted from your position when you look at what the students have? What got taken for granted that you were particularly maybe even more motivated to work towards?
I think, you know, just really, once again, that there are a lot of different populations that come to a lot of different things, right? So whether it's clubs and organizations, whether it's athletics, you know, really making sure that we offer a wide array of services and programs for our students here, and really kind of making sure that, you know, we're able to continue that. And that's one thing I'm very proud of in our athletics program, you know, making sure that we have equitable sports for everyone, really yielding full teams. And I think you're seeing the rewards last week and this week.
That'll be another ace. And the Tigers inching closer to the championship, 22-17. This is the second CUNY Community College championship since the pandemic. Men's soccer of Queensborough, by the way, big winners over Bronx Community College last Friday night. Brian, I don't know if you were there.
I was.
That was at the Met Oval, located in Ridgewood. So Queensborough inching closer towards being 2 for 2, as that's a nice save from Desiree Morales. And then Savannah Williams, tough shot, cross court, is able to drop it in. And Williams, the emotional leader of this Hostos team, is able to drop in to kill, 22-18. So it'll be Camilla LeBron. The Caymans have already forced a timeout in this set for Queensborough, something that has been rarely done. The numbers of the Tigers, super impressive. 25 straight sweeps of CUNY competition, 51 straight wins against CUNY competition. That goes back to 2014, Brian.
It's amazing, and you know, coming here from Kingsborough Community College, it was impressive to see just from that end as well. So really goes to our athletic director, our coaches, our student athletes, the dedication and really the practices that go through that.
Jason Demas called your athletic trainer Ivan Mack our MVP. And now Queensborough gets the sweep. The Tigers make it 6 straight CUNY Community College Women's Volleyball Championships. The Tigers take some momentum with them into the Northeast District Championships. They're just a win away from going to the national tournament. The Tigers take care of a pesky Hostos team tonight in 3. Brian Mitra, I want to thank you so much. All the best to you at Queensborough.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Vice President of Student Affairs here at Queensborough Community College. The Tigers celebrate. We'll have a post-match interview coming up. The Tigers 16-2 as their season will continue through this weekend. We'll take a timeout and come back with the championship celebration and the reaction on Facebook Live.
2021-22 CUNYAC Championships are brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the CUNY Athletic Conference. The Hospital for Special Surgery, U.S.'s #1 hospital for orthopedics, proud to be the official hospital of the CUNY Athletic Conference. USS, the University Student Senate, a proud sponsor of the CUNY Athletic Conference. Thank you for providing our students with the platform to help shape the City University of New York. Health First. We'd like to thank our newest sponsor, Health First, New York's largest not-for-profit insurer, for being a proud sponsor of CUNYAC Community College and Senior College Championship. Hometown Ticketing. Thank you to Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing provider of the CUNY Athletic Conference. And Bob McCloskey Insurance, a longtime supporter of the CUNY Athletic Conference, the official athletic insurance provider of the NJCAA.
Here's championship point for the 6th straight year, and in 2021, how fitting that it is an ace for Queensborough. 18 aces on the match, including 10 in the opening set, and the Tigers pick up their 6th straight CUNY Community College championship and the 9th under head coach Jason Demas. Coach Demas and the setter Amira Durkovic are now standing by with Patrick Dietz.
Championships. It's been a year of distance between the time last time you guys got on the court and won a championship and this time. What was it like this year to get this group prepared as the consummate leader of this team?
You know, in the beginning, it definitely was a little scary because it had been 2 years and a lot of the girls were new, but from the start, everyone knew we had business to do. Everyone stepped on when they needed to. It was an amazing squad, and it just feels great to be back.
So one of the faces that you have is a former middle that you played with in high school. How did that help you in your comfort zone? And how does it feel to win a championship with this particular group getting ready for you, what you know is about to happen this weekend?
It's awesome playing again with Rosanna. She was great in high school, and she's improved even more now. She's an amazing middle, an amazing teammate. And this group, they're amazing. It's been so great playing with them, and we just hope to win more.
Do you credit the way the coaches handled you ladies during the pandemic, helping you get your skill sets ready, even through video and everything else? Is that something that you're loving?
Yes, Coach DeMoss has always been there for us. We always were on the Zooms, prepping for season. We didn't know when exactly, but everyone was always ready. We were always training before and off the courts. And yeah, I think our coaching staff is such a big part of why we're a success.
Awesome, congratulations. Good luck this weekend. Coach Demas, 8 times you've been here, 6th win in a row. How did you prepare these young ladies through a pandemic and through this shortened season, kind of, sort of, because you had a lot of ladies to start, but now you're here?
Yeah, you know, we really, during the pandemic, we really tried to focus on everything from online videos, from digital classrooms, you know, any type of training that we can. You know, we wanted to maximize the mental part once you get onto the court, because we knew everyone would have to be getting off rust and, you know, getting back in shape. And it's been a special season, you know, unlike any other where we've had so many games. You know, we went through a span of we couldn't practice for 2.5 weeks because we played too many games. And I felt like now we're at that point where we're really clicking.
So you had that stretch, 2 weeks, 18 days, or 18 matches in 10 days, and then you had to take that quick break, and now you're playing at a level that you feel comfortable with. How do you see this weekend happening for your team?
You know, I think, and I've told my girls from this in the beginning, is like, you guys can't beat yourselves. And, you know, that's really the most important thing, is I believe we can go out and we can compete with anybody in the country. And we have to make sure that we take care of the stuff on our side. You know, this was our goal from all along, to win 3 championships. And, you know, on Saturday we get to, you know, try to get that 3rd one right now.
Now, all I have to say is good luck to you and your team. Congratulations on another championship. Ralph. Thank you. Ralph, you heard it from the man's mouth himself. He's ready, and he feels his ladies are ready. I can't wait to see what they do this weekend. Back to you.
Thank you, Patrick, and congratulations again to Jason Demas. His 9th championship. They're piling up, and 6 in a row. Going back to 2010, it's arguably the most dominant CUNY program that exists, either the community college or the 4-year level. And congratulations to Hostos, by the way, too, Patrick, as you rejoin me. The Caymans showed what a focused team and good coaching can do just in the matter of the few minutes between the first set and the second set. And I think for Perla Pozo Ruiz, Hostos has found a coach to move through just in that little window, that little snippet that we saw. of what coaching and work ethic can provide and how quickly a team can improve.
Exactly, and if you really notice, I think these two coaches are probably the most similar style of coaches. One is probably a little more reserved than Jason Demas, but Perla is just a spitfire. She's a fireball. But you hear the passion. You can see the passion in the way the two of them help their kids build that confidence, help them build that knowledge. And you could see it throughout the game, throughout the match, how each time something happened negatively with Hostos, Perla was in there. We've got this. We can still fight. We can still battle. And that's just who she is naturally. And that's going to help this program build and grow. She's going to go out there and recruit kids. She's going to find kids that fit the Hostos model. And then with her skill set as a coach, everything she's learned, they're just going to get better every year.
And again, only taking the job in mid-September, and she thought it was so critical, particularly with Savannah Williams, their team captain, that they learned to fight. Their practice showed that they have hope, and they continue through. They finished 3-12. Of course, that sounds very nondescript, but if you're in the building, you saw how far Hostos grew. But now it's Queensborough's time. Another championship, 6 in a row for the Tigers, 9th under Jason Demas. The captain and center, Amira Durkovic, she had to wait a year in between, along with one of the defensive specialists, Leslie Flores, in the middle, number 1. She is the other returner, the other sophomore of the 2019 team that celebrated the championship. Remained in school, stuck with the program, and they both have hopes to play at the 4U level next year, but they continue this terrific legacy at Queensborough that looks like there is no end in sight.
And to be this dominant at any level, whether it be high school, club, junior college, 4-year institution, there has to be a sense of who you are. You have to have an identity of yourself within the culture that you're building. And you could see what that culture is just by the way Jason Demas spoke in the interview. He knew that he had to get his girls mentally prepared. Forget about the skill set. It's more about the mental. When you are trapped in a pandemic, when you're trapped in a state where you don't get an opportunity to let it all out, you have to be mentally prepared. And then it's getting physically prepared. They had that stretch, that 2-week stretch where they had 18 matches in 10 days.
10 and 18.
10 and 18. 10 matches in 18 days, and the physical toll. And then after that physical toll, they had to rest again and get mentally prepared again to finish out the season, win the section, win the region, and now they're getting ready to vault into the national scene and be ready for the national scene. And I can't laud him enough for how he's prepared his players.
Queensborough entered the season, preseason number 10 in the Division III junior college world. They're currently receiving the votes for the top 10. So there were expectations upon them despite all the new players. And of course, junior college programs, they turn over at least 50% of their roster, if not more, every year. So it's more about reputation. But the Tigers have found a way to match some of those previous great teams. 2 years ago, they were 26-6. 2018, 29-4. Of course, it's a shorter schedule this year, but they are now 16-2. And as Jason Demas talked about, they still set very high goals for 3 championships, and now they're 2 weekends away from competing for a national title.
And just that level of focus from the coaching staff, and you can see how that level of focus, like, just permeates through the whole staff. It starts with the head coach, then to the assistant coaches, then to the players themselves. And then it permeates through the campus. Because I guarantee you, even though because we're still in a pandemic, even though the student body might not be allowed to travel, they're going to be on those live streams. They're going to be watching. They're going to be cheering. They're going to be on Twitter. They're going to be on Instagram, Facebook Live, wherever it is. And they're going to be commenting, cheering their teammates and friends on. So you can feel the energy from this team, and you can see how prepared they are.
Jason Demas and his staff, assistant Handon Lee and Leah Briffa. Leah is an alumnus of the program in her 5th year as an assistant. Later went on to play at Queens College. And they have a true family and legacy that adds yet another trophy, as about to be presented by the executive director of CUNY Athletics, Zach Ifkovich. There's the president of Queensborough, also in attendance today. And Christine Mangino. We'll find out who the MVP is before we say goodbye here from Queensborough Community College. 18 aces tonight by Queensborough, but 10 in the opening set. We saw that despite the raw talent of Hostos, the Tigers look like they can put anybody off balance with their serving.
And their serving is very, very pointed. You have one player who's really solid at pushing the serve deep and attacking those deep corners, deep lines, forcing you out of system. And then you have 3 or 4 great servers who can actually move the ball deep and short. Then you have that one person, and I believe it's Ortiz, where she can drop it short, anywhere in the middle of the court, and she will put it inside the 10-foot line, forcing your best hitter to run under the net and take them out of the offense, throw you out of system, and really force you to find other choices.
The MVP, Amira Durkovic, maybe not just for this match, but she's the leader that Jason Dimas says they needed on the court. Her serving got a lot better over the 1.5 years in between seasons. Has some Division II interest. Started at Francis Lewis High School. Francis Lewis has been something of a feeder program here to Queensborough Community College. So for Amira Durkovic, she truly represents what it is to be a Tiger, and she continues to pass it along. And the Region 15 Setter of the Year, perhaps going to be the CUNY Community College Player of the Year. That is yet to be announced. And the Tigers hoping for a trip to Minnesota to capture a championship. One final shot with the trophy and the banner as a team, and the Tigers will advance. And in the bigger picture, next year, we hope that programs such as Kingsborough and the Borough of Manhattan Community College will also be able to field teams. This year, only 3 of the 5 community college women's volleyball teams were able to field squads, these 2 and Bronx Community College. Because Jason Dimas says it, look, we don't want to be overwhelming the rest of CUNY. They have now won 52 straight going back to 2014. They want to see the level raised, and we hope to see those next couple CUNY Community College programs be back in the fall of 2022. That'll do it for our entire crew today. For our producer and director, Dan Lippenholtz, our executive producer, Mark Frado, for my partner, Patrick Dietz, as always, a pleasure. My name is Ralph Bednarczyk, saying so long, good night, and congratulations to Queensborough Community College. They are now 6-time defending CUNY Community College champions. We say goodbye from Bayside on Facebook Live.